And I'm sure that most of you prayed for this very occasion that I could be back home, back in office, and back to back with you. The period that ensued my sudden illness was a trying period, not only for me, but for my wife, the ministers as well, the executive council, the party executive, and all of you who are anxious for the well-being of our island. But thank God who answers the prayers of the lowly and the trusting. Nothing impossible to handle could come in our midst, and we are still holy. I'll try as best I can not to enter into anything controversial on this novel occasion. But as I'm a politician, and politics is about people, I guess it can't be avoided to the fullest.
James Alexander George Smith McCartney, also known as Jags McCartney. Born 30th of June 1945, died 9th of May 1980. He was a politician of the beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands. He was the island's territory's first chief minister and held that position from August 1976 until 9th of May 1980, when he died in a plane crash over New Jersey. McCartney was born in Grand Turk to an accomplished Jamaican barrister, Harvey O.B. Fernandez McCartney, and a Sunday school pianist, Sally McCartney, a knee tailor of the Turks and Caicos Islands. He was named after a prominent Jamaican barrister and distinguished legislator, James Alexander George Smith. Jags McCartney was the first leader and founder of the People's Democratic Movement, also known as the PDM, a grassroots organization established to address the many social and economic ills that had been pervasive throughout the Turks and Caicos Islands.
One thing is certain, Turks and Caicos are being talked about in the Houses of Commons. Yes, we're being discussed, which is good. We force them to realize that we are a people with all the yearnings of any free-loving, progressive beings. I always believe that the closer to home you are, the better you'll understand the people in the House, which leads me to say that it is my hope, and I know my Council of Ministers and my party will agree with me, that our next governor should be a native or someone from our area, by our own recommendation, because I'm sure you all would agree, regardless of your misgivings or quiet jealousy, that if we got to have an overseer, it would be better if he be a homeboy or homeborn. Mind you, whoever he may be, it would be foolhardy for us to think at this time that we wouldn't have any problems from that person. But at least we could say that if we live in it, like they do, they must experience some of it and feel more kindly towards it and think, at least some of the time. Don't start laughing mockingly now. If we are going to move up, we've got to get used to the idea of our own people shaping up towards those positions. And we can only trust and pray that God will condition them not to be a special people or as the special privileged breed, but to accept it as humble as the babe, remembering that you are not what you are by how you wield power outwardly, but by how quietly you accept and understand all around you. I'm sure we can find among you people who can aspire to be our first native governor, and God help us if I'm wrong.
A central goal of his was the attainment of self-determination for the people of the Turks and Caicos. McCartney had particularly sought to mobilize the youth in the political process. A charismatic, dynamic, and visionary figure, McCartney was determined to usher in a new constitution that would foster and safeguard the rights of all Turks and Caicos Islanders, create new opportunities for citizens, and advance the country. Assuming office at age 31, McCartney remains one of the world's youngest democratically elected leaders in history. National Heroes Day, a holiday celebrated on the last Monday in May, commemorates the life of McCartney.
I am so overwhelmed with the expression of welcome that was shown to me by all of you. And your thoughts and solidarity was all I need to help me through those trying periods of my illness. I must thank again my wife, the the churches, my ministers, and you the people, obey it all, quiet expectation for my well-being and that of the country. And I pray that the good times that we're all here talking about ways